we started discussing about the Helm charts, and we understand the importance of the Helm charts. So that's where we are, and we'll just continue the same thing as part of our deployments. Okay. And firstly, let's log into the virtual machine. Let's see previous part, then we'll continue. All right. So let's move to the virtual machine first, and we'll start the VM. We'll start the Kubernetes cluster. Alright, so your case is also running. I provisioned the new one. I just provisioned the new one thing. Okay. Alright, so let's go back and we'll go for the virtual machine. We'll try to connect to the virtual machine first. Alright, I'm sharing my screen on the window. So hope you're able to see the Visual Studio screen, and go there and just connect to the virtual machine, which is DevOps VM. Alright, okay, cool. Okay, firstly we need to establish the connection to the Kubernetes cluster. Since it's a Kubernetes cluster is a new one, so we need to establish the connection. To do that, go to the Kubernetes cluster first. Click on the connect button. You can see these two commands to pull the credentials again. Alright, okay, copy the command, go back to the virtual machine and submit it. And the second one, this is the pulling credentials, just copy that and paste it. Alright team, you got connected to the cluster, that is fine. Let me give a quick recap on the last discussion. If you recall, especially we started discussing about the Helm charts, and as part of the Helm charts, the main use case for the Helm charts here is, so far we are deploying the deployment ML, service ML, secret ML, config map ML, all these manifest we are deploying one by one into the clusters. But the thing is, when you have some 50 microservices or 100 microservices in your organization, it will be very difficult for you to manage these many number of manifests specific to the repositories. That is why we need a template where that template will be passed with a different set of values. Maybe you can consider this is the template, and this template is being passed with microservice 1, microservice 2, microservice 3, something like that. Or these templates you can pass with specific to the environments also. So two use cases exactly we are talking here. The one is if you have the multiple microservices where you need to handle or you need to manage all those things in the Kubernetes cluster, then obviously we can have the Helm chart templates and you can pass the values accordingly. That is use case number 1. Use case number 2, if you want to deploy same set of manifest in different environments, the only change would be the values. That is, maybe the DB connections might be different from environment to environment, or configurations might be different from environment to environment. In that case also, we need to maintain the separate environment values file, so that you are maintaining only one set of template, but your values are different for different environments. So that's a use case number 2. Right, so this is the first thing which you need to keep in your mind, and we started our discussion and we understand the importance of each and every file specific to the Helm charts, and we understand we created a Helm chart and we just did some linting for that Helm chart. Linting means how exactly the syntactical is, everything is all right or not. Now go back to the Visual Studio Code. Now I want to give a quick recap on the Helm chart. So this was exactly the chart which we have created. What is the command to create a Helm chart? If you go for the history, you can double check that. Say Helm create NGINX chart. If you just submit this particular command with any name, that particular chart will be created. So this chart got created with this set of folder structure. Okay. And we went inside and we submitted the Helm lint also. When we submit the Helm lint is the one exactly to tell us, okay, is syntactically, is everything is all right or not. But before going for that, we did some changes. Let me explain that. See, this is your Helm chart of folder structure. Here, if you see the values ML is the one exactly your input values. Okay, whatever the input values which you are trying to pass, everything you will keep under the values ML. And if you go for the templates are the one exactly will receive your values ML. For example, the right side one is your values ML, and the left side one is your deployment, or sorry, your manifest exactly, a template. Okay, if you consider, let me explain one small thing here. For example, line number 9, replicas, you are not hard coding anything here. Instead, you are reading the value from the value sample. How you are reading? Dot values dot replica count. Dot values dot replica count equal to 2. That value you are reading here. That's the point exactly we are highlighting. Not only this one. For example, some cases you are reading chart name also. From where dot chart dot name is coming, dot chart dot name will come. Generally, you can go for the helpers.tpl. Under the helpers.tpl, you can see this. Under the chart.ml. Under the chart.ml, you can see this is what exactly the dot chart dot name means. It will be considered as a middleware. You go further and you can see, you understand dot chart dot name, you understand dot values replica count, and I'm just double checking is there any other values are still sitting here. I think dot values replica count, you know already it is coming from here. Let's go to the service ML. Let's see what we have added extra. See, some cases you may see this option also. Include middleware dot full name. When you see these kind of things, anything with include, these kind of include things will always refer your helpers.tpl. For example, include middleware.fullname. You go to the helpers.tpl, you can see middleware.fullname here. And this is exactly the definition for that one, and it will add the value according to this logic. That's the thing exactly will happen here, team. All right. Once we are done with this particular understanding, and you can see dot values dot service dot type. You can come here, dot values dot service, where is dot service dot type. So this is what exactly the parameterization passing to the templates, right? That is all about this particular thing, team. This is what exactly we discussed, and we observed one more thing also. We submitted the dry run commands. These dry run commands will be helpful for you in order to see whether the really values are populating or not. For example, you just come here and just submit this command. What are the command we are just keeping here? I'm just copying this one. Yeah, I think I pasted already. Yeah, when you submit this particular command, see, you can see here. So for example, if you see, team, what exactly the dry run is giving always. The dry run is the command exactly will tell you what are all the possible values. For example, if you open the service, if you see the service here, we have not hard coded anything with respect to the metadata. But if you come here, metadata, you can see a different thing. So one is name you are seeing as middleware-release. Where exactly this is coming from? This is coming from middleware.fullname. And you can go for the labels. There you are seeing include middleware.labels. So under the labels, all these values are coming specially from this command, whatever you passed. Oh, that is one thing, interesting thing. And also spec, you can see dot values dot service type. Spec, you can see dot value service, the class type is being passed. From where the class type is coming? The class type is coming specially from this value sample. Okay, this one. So class type is being passed. So that is the one exactly. It will just populate everything and it will just display you on the screen on the terminal. So that's an interesting one. All right, team. And also now we are just continuing further, and we will see further things what else we can do, especially when we are talking about Helm thing. Okay. All right, team. So now once you are here, and I'm going to show you a few more options, especially with respect to this particular Helm chart. Okay. For example, so what exactly the command we understand for the installation. Just go there, clear this one, and just go inside of your particular nginx chart. nginx chart is the name exactly of your Helm chart, and you know already some commands which you already applied. For example, Helm lint, right? So Helm lint is the command. Just go inside, just submit Helm lint. What it will do? It will just double check whether really your Helm templates are really properly populated without having any syntax issues. This one will tell you, team. All right. So for example, some cases because you are inside the folder. Some cases you might be outside the folder. If you want to ensure the same command, you can go for the Helm lint. And you need to give the path of your chart. Okay, that's exactly the thing you need to pass. So something like this thing. Okay. Not very sure. Okay, right click on this one, copy path. So you just come here and paste it. Okay, it will also check the same thing. Remember, you should sit outside and you need to apply this command. Okay, right, team. And also you can apply one more thing. Again, I'm just going inside the nginx, okay, and you can just submit Helm template, okay, Helm template dot. What exactly it will do, it will show you, it will just populate all the possible values and it will show you like kind of a dry run. It's a kind of a dry run only, similar to that. All right, so and if you want to see, even you can submit the dry run command, which is nothing but helm install hyphen dry hyphen run, okay. Just give some release name, okay, my release nginx or middleware. You can give some, what is exactly the chart name, sorry, you need to give the chart name exactly. Your chart name is nginx hyphen chart, okay, nginx hyphen chart, okay. This is chart name and this is release name. In Helm, always will talk with respect to the releases, okay, releases. Then you submit the command. I think, yeah, this is a common error generally you will get in the Helm chart stream. When you see this error, no need to panic. Installation failed. Non-absolute URL should be in the form of repos underscore names / path to chart. So the issue here is you are inside the folder structure and you are submitting the command. So that's a problem. So you just come outside and try to submit the command again, okay. So now see what exactly it has done. So the command is a dry run command. It has populated really well with all the possible values. That's really awesome. So that is the thing first you need to keep in your mind. So once that is also done, then what exactly we need to do? We need to go for the installation. So for the installation, helm install, you need to give the name. I'm just giving the name as a middleware hyphen release, okay, that's the name exactly I'm providing, and you need to pass the chart name. My chart name is nginx hyphen chart. So when you submit the command, so installation failed, sorry, middleware, okay, got it. So what exactly it is telling, hey, you gave the command really well, but the problem is I don't have any namespace as middleware hyphen ns. Seems to be you are deploying your manifest in a specific namespace here, team. If you go to the deployment, here you are considering the middleware names, you hard coded this one. If you want, you can pass this value from the value sample. That is also fine. But the thing is, you are trying to hard code this one. And remember, you are deploying the deployment YAML, but that is being missed in the service YAML. Okay, you need to make sure the same namespace for all of this manifest. Okay, meaning that all the manifests which are referring a specific microservice will be in the one namespace only. We will not distribute that onto the multiple namespace. That is absolutely wrong, because your service needs to be sit in one namespace. All right. Now, the problem here is the namespace is not there. So what is the command to create the namespace? kubectl create ns, and just take this particular thing middleware hyphen ns. So to copy that and just submit that one. So you created the namespace. That's really awesome. So once you created the namespace, then what exactly the steps you need to make sure, Tim? The next important thing here is, so once you are done with this one, then you can go for the Helm installation. What is the Helm installation command? You can go for this particular Helm install middleware. Just submit this one. Okay, so what exactly it cannot release, because just before you submitted this release name, that's why it's been considered. When you go for the Helm list, when you submit this command, you can see when you go for the Helm list, understand the command. Helm list is the one exactly will tell you what exactly the Helm releases you deployed so far. It is telling, hey, I have deployed the middleware hyphen release. It's been deployed just before, but it is in a failed status. So what we need to do, you just go for one thing. You can change your release name. That is one thing, or you can completely uninstall also. Even that is also possible, or you can delete. For example, help uninstall. What exactly you are uninstalling? I'm just uninstalling my Helm release. Just submit this command. See, it's been uninstalled. That's really cool. Now just submit the Helm list one more time. See, everything is empty. Now you try the Helm install command one. It's the same thing. Now you try. See, this time it says status deployed. And if you go there and just submit the Helm list, okay, just come here. You can see the deployed. That's awesome, right? See, your Helm chart got deployed. Now, how exactly we know what all the services are being deployed? Now you go to your kubectl get all -n. What exactly the namespace you're looking for? I'm looking for the namespace called middleware -ns. Just submit this one. What exactly it will tell? Whatever is available in this namespace, everything will be popped up. Now you're saying cpod middleware middleware something, and service is deployed, and deployment, and the replica set. These are all the manifest. See, you just deployed only two, deployment and the service. Now you are seeing deployment corresponding to the parts, and also the service. This is the deployment and replica set. So all these things got deployed. Forget about image pull backup. You know this issue already. This issue is coming because if you are unable to pull an image from the from the container registry, usually you will get this issue, right? Or something like that. For example, I'm just going to the nginx. Instead of giving what exactly the thing we provided here. So we provided the repository as nginx. That is the thing exactly. Okay, let's describe this particular deployment pod. I think you can understand more. Describe PO. Now you just describe this particular pod name. When you describe this pod -n, what exactly the middleware -n is, okay, just come here, just submit this one. kubectl describe PO, kubectl get resource instead of get resource. Sorry, what exactly we submitted is something wrong here. Just a moment. There is no need to specify a resource type as a separate argument passing with this particular thing. Describe. Oh, okay, sorry. You pass with the pod slash. That is not really required. That telling you can remove pod because I'm already mentioning it's a pod, right? See, I'm already telling it's a pod. PO means pod. Again, you mention another pod slash. Okay, you can remove that or you can remove this. Just submit this one. So now at least it is telling invalid namespace. It is telling what? Okay, sorry, namespace we placed it wrongly. Okay, this is not the right namespace, right? Our namespace is middleware -ns, right? -ns. That's the namespace. Now you can see, hey, I'm trying to pull especially this particular image from this particular container registry, but unfortunately I'm unable to pull from the container registry because the container registry, we don't have the container registry at this moment. But to fix this case, you can go for this deployment, and especially whatever you just provided here. I'm just removing this one. I'm just giving nginx, for example. So when you give the nginx, obviously, because it is not specifically referring any kind of container registry, right? In such cases also, still you can deal this case, okay? Still you can. So, and one more thing, when you are doing these kind of things, because the Helm release is already there, just come here. Helm release is already there. I'm just submitting Helm ls. Just some here, okay, something like this. And also, either you can uninstall and you can freshly install, or you can go for the upgrade also. It's because you changed something in your manifest with respect to this one, and you are trying to modify. So what exactly you are trying to modify? I'm going to upgrade my release, and with respect to this chart, nginx-chart, or some new thing which you are trying to attempt. So but then again, it is telling deployed, but the revision is 2. This point you need to understand. Say earlier version was revision 1, now it is revision 2 because some changes you did. So that's what exactly we consider. Now again, you just go for the Helm ls. When you see you're seeing revision 2, but the timestamp is different. It's 2, but it is in UTC team. It is in UTC. It's 157. It's 21. So that's the difference exactly you're noticing. So fine. So when you see this particular Helm ls, now you're seeing the new version. New things are getting deployed. Again, you just go to the previous command, kubectl get all -n middleware or something like this. Okay. Now you're seeing a container, create container configurer, or some error you are seeing exactly. See, these kind of issues will come because earlier thing was not cleaned properly. These kind of issues will come. So you need to be very cautious. Some cases, if you see any past historical things, please clean the deployment and redeploy. And now you're seeing a new error, create container configurer. You know why we are getting this? This is a common error. Generally, you will get whatever the values you are passing. I'm passing some secrets to your deployment, but I don't see any secret AML. So all these values it is expecting actually. All these values it is expecting from the DB details and all. But unfortunately, we don't have any such things here. So that's the problem. Now what exactly we need to do in these kind of scenarios, because you don't have any secret, that is the reason container configurer is coming. Even when you get your real time also, you should understand that you are passing something to your container, but that is not available or that is missing. Then only you will get this configurer. You know the fix already. You just need to create one more thing called secret.aml, and you need to prepare the secret.aml and you need to pass it. Okay, that is the fix for this one. You know that already, which we did already in previous cases. So that is all exactly you need to understand about the Helm install and the Helm upgrade. And if you want to roll back, some cases you may need to roll back to the previous version or something. You can just give the Helm rollback, and just give the release name. So whatever the release name you attempted. So rollback is the one exactly, it will go to the previous stage. Just it will go to the previous stage. That's what exactly you can see. But it will tell you the revision as 3, but meaning that, but it went for the previous version. So whatever the thing earlier or some image it is referring from Azure Container Registry, right? That was the scenario exactly it will fall under. So that is exactly the points you need to keep in your mind when you have these kind of commands. Helm install, Helm upgrade, and especially because rollback is not the one. Rollback you will not apply very frequently. Generally you will not apply. Usually you will go for the clean and you will redeploy if such cases are there. And also you can roll back to the specific version also if you want to. You can still roll back to, for example, some 3 deployments you did, but you want to go to the first deployment, which is version 1. So you need to give that revision number. The revision number is important. For example, Helm rollback, and what is the release name exactly you just deployed? For example, middleware hyphen so and so. And I want to go for the release number 2. Just submit that one. That's it. Okay, so I went for the release 2. I went for the release 1. You can go for the release 3 or something like that. So the release numbers are very important when you are doing these kind of things. And finally, you can go for the uninstall, which I already mentioned. Helm uninstall. Okay, whatever the release name you have, what is the release name? Middleware hyphen release. Just copy that and just submit this one. It will completely uninstall everything. And when you go for the Helm LS, again nothing will be there. Everything will be cleaned out. Okay, or something like that. Even in some cases, team, this case we just deployed the Helm chart, right, folder. But some people will package it first and they will deploy later. Then you may see the command Helm package and you just nginx-chart, okay? Nginx-chart. So what exactly this command will do? It will package your Helm thing entirely. You can see that one, and it will pack everything and it will create some file name called, see, you can see middleware 0.10.cc. See, this particular package got created. It's a kind of a thing where you are saying some package into jar file or WAR file or image format or something like similar to that. In Helm also you can just package and you can install this packaged version also. Even that is also possible. Okay. So those are all the possible things which you need to keep in your mind. I already mentioned the possible errors, or there are few possible errors which I am going to explain here. And whenever you're dealing with the Helm charts, and you can see some errors. So generally the error number 1, when you are seeing this error, so right, so when you see this particular error, if you see this one, cannot reuse the name that is still in use. What is the possibility of this one? The possibility of this one is that particular release is already exists in the Kubernetes cluster, and either you need to clean that or you need to go with the new release. So that's exactly the thing it is testing. In these cases, you can go for the Helm upgrade instead of deletions or something. And the next one, which you have seen already, this the error which I am showing in the screen, we have already seen. And there is one more error. Sorry. Yeah, this is another one which you can see. It is telling, see, you are not in the right directory to submit these commands. For example, we have seen this case when we were discussing about the Helm minting on all. So in that case also, because you are already in the folder, you submitted the command. You should come outside and you need to submit, because you need to tell where exactly Helm chart is sitting. So those are all exactly the things which you need to keep in your mind, team. All right, fine. So we understand some basics about this particular Helm chart. Now, what exactly the task I'm going to provide you? We have one repository. You can see our GitHub repository, right? So under our GitHub repo,
just give me 1 minute.
Use this repository and create the Helm chart. And first and foremost thing, build this particular repo and push an image to container registry. And create a Helm chart and try to pass the values from values.yaml and install that particular Helm chart into the Kubernetes cluster. So that is the task. You know this process already. Building this particular repository, pushing to the container registry is a very straightforward in Azure DevOps, which you can use that and you can push an image to container registry. Then what are the image? You push to the container registry. Please use that one and create a Helm chart or something like this. Create a Helm chart something like this for the front end and try to keep the deployment and the service and all, and try to pass the values from the value SAML and simulate the same thing whatever I did for this case. And just let me know if you face any issues as part of this one. Alright. Any questions? Thank you for the session. See you in the next part.